They call me the soggy streamer because I'm fresh from the shop. Oh, I was using the wrong. Wait, no, yeah, this was the right BRB screen. It's the one with the trees and the snow and the lights and the stuff. I'm freshly showered. I can reuse the stupid bits that I did on my first attempt that got lost because I didn't know how to not screw it up. Anyway, look at jail. I had a thought and I lost it. What was I gonna say? Oh right. Does this count as Maya's first offense? I mean, it's the first time in contempt, but it. She's been accused of murder. She got off of murder, but she was accused of murder. Hey, look at this. Okay, I guess I just wander around now and look at things. Last time I kind of fell into like a rhythm, I guess, of the first half, the investigation half, just being whatever the heck I wanted to say and then reading out the trial part. I think that's smart, probably. Oh! It's my... Yeah, this is supposed to be here. I don't know why it wasn't. The window is open. But yeah, I mean, reading out the trial is better because it's more interesting. Yep, absolutely nothing anywhere. Oh, there's the guy. Uh, I saw a connection drop for a second. Whoops. Thanks, Twitch. I don't know how to see. I feel like it's like anytime my computer gets like one less bar of Wi-Fi, it feels like it's has a hiccup. I'm not I'm not sure. There's probably not anything to look at. Maya's not even here, so we don't get the funny. We don't have a funny weird girl to add dialogue. What did you do this time? This is only her second time. Yeah, whatever. Let's go to the Gourd Lake. Hope we find the next time I witness a murder. And Phoenix didn't even say this for him. I should hope that you're not seeing that many murders. I'm doing a bad job. I too much dead air. I'm too much paying attention to the letters. Hey, it's this guy again. He's not Santa anymore. That dialogue felt very familiar. That happened before. Let's have a better look at it. Is there anything that I do here now? Can we ask him about Gordus? He just sells hot dogs. A sneeze is enough to set off the camera? I don't remember what I'm supposed to do now. Look. There's a door over there. Just add more things to the sign until you get something. Is that the compressor? Can we look at that specifically? I guess not. Because I remember the general path here. We find out that Gordy was that thing. But much like everything else, how the heck do we prove it? Look at that. Present the pistol and threaten her. Imagine getting, like, mugged by somebody with a gun and just saying, oh, I don't know much about that. I sell hot dogs. No, we didn't unlock a new thing to speak on. I don't remember what to do. I don't want to look up a guide either. Anything here? Not personally. Alright, this thing. Doggy. Well, I know that we need the metal detector eventually. I'm not sure if... I'm not sure if we need a different one first. Anything here? No. You like this? No. Do we need to take the dog first? We can probably switch. Oh! Ah, that's a harsh sound. Air tank of dubious value. Now I think I know what I'm doing. Are there any other cases of an objection theme playing in the overworld? He went home before midnight on Christmas Eve. Do we get anything else from saying? Yeah, he just says, Gordy's selling my dogs. Gordy loves selling my dogs. Woods, right, Woods. Okay, your critter was a really okay. Not real. He's out there somewhere, whatever.
Take that!
Okay, so there's at least 2 cases of an objection theme playing in the investigation. An idiot who happens to be a friend of mine. Why would a giant monster make a gunshot-like sound anyway? I mean, we know why, because it was an exploding thing. Did she think Gordy had a gun? Maya, don't talk about whipping butts. Just a brief fanfare as we pass through by the beach. What do we check out here? Do we look at the trees? Oh, we could go inside. A weird guy emerges. You handle this. Just look at the funny bird. I'm sure this won't come back. He ignored me. Oh man, presenting to this guy is gonna be a hassle. He's gonna do that animation every time. Although I think showing the badge is the right call. the first person to recognize my badge. Sure, whatever. I mean, he's gonna need a side gig. Is there anything else that we present? Did you hear gunshots? You don't care. Tell me what you know or else. What if I just threaten you with the bullet? That's scary, right? You know this one? Would he know? I mean, that's spoilers. Oh, I figured something out. You can call me Dad. Twitch.tv. Some guy vanished from the boat and then his flash appeared near where he was. Yeah, Oops, I went in a circle. Just getting the first few notes of the Steel Samurai theme every so often. That's not correct. Oh. Yeah, this one. This one. Time to properly learn about DL6. At least I think. Can we convince? The victim is the DL6 guy, one of them. And then we know about Misty Faye. A little birdie told us. Okay, that was like a minute ago. We don't really need a flashback. Yep, this game takes place in 2016. Did this game come out in 2001? Alright. No more silent reading time. No more talking during silent reading time, but talking during loud reading time. I definitely meant to, like, actually give more commentary, but I ended up kind of engrossed. Because I like this video game. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Well, the prosecutor's also ready. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. What voice did I was playing with the, like, deep, guttural, horrible voice that it fucked up my throat. So, I don't know, I'll make him sound more like a bird or whatever. Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste. I'll call my witness now. I call my witness, my decisive witness, to the stand. This is what a bird would sound like if it could speak. Witness, state your pee-pee-poo-poo. What voice do I give this guy? I am the proprietor of the restaurant at the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats. This sucks. Okay, let's just get to the testimony. Wait a minute, the witness hasn't stated his name yet. Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. I have predicted this trial will end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate. The witness will state his name. Well, I'm not really sure, yup. What do you mean? My memory? Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well, let's hear his testimony then, shall we, witness? It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yup. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. Then I heard a bang, yup. When I looked out in the window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Very well, I'd like to begin the cross-examination. There is nothing to question in my witness's testimony, ergo no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before, there's only 10 minutes before our 3 minutes are up. Got your verdict now. Yes, Mr. Wright? What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may begin. What a draw. What a dick. 3 minutes just passed. It electrocuted me. Oh good, our health is restored. Our lawyer health. restaurant where you rent boats? Is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? I've already forgotten what your voice is. Don't be so hard on the boo-boo-bee-boo-boo. The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. Just taking the L to shut this guy up. And where did this bang seem to come from? From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? I will be up. Good, continue. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there, I couldn't see clearly. I figured there was 2 men out there, yup. But you couldn't see them clearly? Yup, at the time, that is. At the time. So you heard 2 gunshots total? Yup. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. By your window. Yep, by my window. Right outside the little window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but it was right there in front of me. I saw him. That is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Dad! Dead certain, Keith. You said I can't believe he's dead as he was walking by, too. Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. Well, it would seem that he's died. Come on, Karma. He lured me into a cross-examining so he could set up a DVD. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I'd better act quick or this trial is going to be over. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's court that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun, and the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired, and then just not wiped them after picking up the gun a second time like a dipshit. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? I mean, is there ever a point in the series where wait and see what happens is preferred over raising an objection? Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, I can't believe he's dead, but his word is all we have. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please, can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'm not doing that teeth sucking again. 3 minutes was perhaps too high of an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. What? No! This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, the accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court from a month within the state. That is all. The court is adjourned. Who was that just now? Larry! What are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park at the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot. I heard it too. Order. What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did, a gunshot, that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony, then I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify, let me testify. Order, order! Well, this is the first time something like this has happened in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's given us one final chance at this. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right, okay. Your Honor, if there is another witness, is it our duty to hear him speak? Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now. What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear this new witness. Court is adjourned. Ooh, that was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. You're right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake that night? Yes. He said he went looking for the Steel Samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night? Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You say something right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw a pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right. Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15? Everything depends on Larry now. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw on the night of December 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. That night, I was out at a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it, so I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't notice the boat, so after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any manner, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I'd have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. But I'm not. I'm just going to press the button on everything. They call that ludonarrative dissonance. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There were so many things wrong, I don't even know where to begin. Well, okay, first of all, what time was it? Oh, it was after 11 o'clock when I went out of the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night, so I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you at a boat at such a late hour? Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy. You know, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if that was a Phoenix. You know what the truth was. I mean, I guess technically he was, but not in the way that he thinks. Whatever. Does he know that Gordy is just his stupid tank? Who cares? Around what time was that? Oh, well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12 o'clock, yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know. Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. Wasn't there a boat on the lake? Order, order. Well, Mr. Butts? Whoa, everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case. Yeah, I fucked up my throat. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick? It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry, I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. Well, I guess we have to present that there was only one gunshot that he heard. Fired 3 times, but you heard one bang. Oh, that's not fucking right. They're totally related, you jackass. Yes, I guess growing pains from being the first in the series, I guess. Okay, we have to present Lotta saying that she heard 2 gunshots. Not that the gun was fired 3 times. I guess there's no way of knowing when that gun was fired, is there? Just from the gun. Presumably. I don't know. You only heard 1 bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard 1 gunshot? Are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, on my headphones. What? Order, order! And stop that booing! Mr. Butts, you were listening to a radio on earphones? Yeah, so what? That a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should we continue the testimony? Always continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real boomin' loud like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. Oh, here it comes. You were listening to your radio at a high volume? Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? Larry has no idea what the problem here is. George, can you believe a word this witness says? What we heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. No, we don't go right for it. We've got to build up to it. So you turned on the radio. Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know? But you don't know what it's like out there alone on Christmas Eve. Alone. I shouldn't have said anything. Do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with this case, Your Honor. Objections abstained. The witness was listening to the radio. That's all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio setting that night? Real booming loud? Yeah, you know. And you had headphones on? Yep. I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all. Can you prove that? No, of course you can't. Nah, I can't prove it, but I remember the moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too. What did he say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible what possible good could come from knowing what a radio DJ said to us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask, Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas. I heard the gunshot." Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice. Maybe Juan Carlo was right. I'm not sure how that helped us at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there is one gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. Whoops, I clicked off. So what do we present that... Probably this. Taken on 12:15 a.m. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, "Hey, it's almost Christmas," when he heard the gunshot. Indeed. And? Here it comes. Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. He said the thing. He said the thing. This is what you're all here for. It's hearing him say the thing. Or reading him say the thing. 'Cause I'm... Look, here's the thing. Actually, genuinely, I forgot that this was, like, in this part of the case. I for some reason thought that it was in day 3, but I guess not. I realized it, like, as soon as Larry showed up again. When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case yet, but she should have heard that gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what the time was on the photo taken with the gun triggered on Miss Hart's camera. This case is boring, Mr. Wright. 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order! Order! What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Miss Butt's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Which one is it? Which one of these nondescript? Yeah, the second lake photo. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on this photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh yeah? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha! Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were two sets of gunshots, with a 25-minute pause between them. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. The camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera. Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
Take that!
This is my evidence. This gun that I'm pointing at you. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard two gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That third shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Order, order. That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen on the lake that night. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why? Uh-oh, we better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm gonna run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick. Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? Tisk, tisk, tisk. So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot at that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on the boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibilities. Yes, but this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 15. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who this is sitting on the boat. Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth. What? Are you serious? Yes. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place. I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright, tell us the name of this murderer then. The murderer's name? Right. It's... Actually, I don't know the murderer's name. You don't know? Bah! Again, you waste my time. I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond. The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then. Why would he have to go all the way down on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of this crime was not in a boat? You know, I know this is the first case in the first game in the series. This does feel a little bit like Phoenix is pulling this out of his ass. Is anywhere particularly suspicious? It couldn't have been here because a lot of was like right there. Like, do I just say anywhere on the shore? Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing. Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime? Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in the boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he started to head for home, he hears the gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. So I just got lucky in that my selection was close enough. And where would he be if he had just returned the boat? The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. I don't think they've used this song in a moment other than cross-examination either. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. He became Robert Hammond because his soul was in that coat. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake. Then, who fired the pistol on that boat, Mr. Wright? Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice, both missed Edgeworth on purpose. Wait a minute. Yes? How did he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone? Details. Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice. To create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor. Create a witness? The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensured that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him. I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other. The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker slammed back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well, while we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said. Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was. Your Honor, sir. Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet. The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either. What? What should I do? Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned. Yay, Nick, you did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under that guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I stood through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cables weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of the clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry, but I feel it's not over for me yet. What do you mean? Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you. Edgeworth? No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind. What is this about, Edgeworth? It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed. A crime you committed? A memory of a murder. Woo. I would have done more if I had known that that this was the part of the case where we get the line. What is there that I could have done? I don't know, like gifts of party poppers or something. I don't know. Oh man, and the investigation scene. I wanted to say a lot more conversation stuff, but I guess I just have that habit of getting too lost in the videos game to do that. I saved, right? Yeah, it gave me the save prompt and I saved. That's all that matters. That's all that we needs to know. Well, I guess that's one thing I can work on for future streams is not like getting completely distracted by the video game to not commentate on the video game because I'm moving the backdrop. Don't look at her chroma key. Don't look at her void. That's scary and scary. Anyway, this will be concluded soon, I guess. I probably shouldn't keep going because it's late and it just kind of fits to have this be 3 streams. Also, Twitch has been I feel like it has been disconnecting an unusually high amount again. Fortunately, that's not showing up on the VOD if you're watching on YouTube, which you statistically probably are, because I think I saw 3 viewers at one point. Oh well. I'm just gonna keep going and oh, by the way, that fan game project is still happening. It's slow going, and I've decided to do something weirdly complex that probably isn't necessary. That's been slowing things down a lot, and things were already slowed down by the fact that I was a college student. But hopefully I can show something off soon. Anyway, that's it for me. Bye.